It's now very likely that Mars did not lose all of its water by 3 billion years ago, as previously thought. So how long did life evolve on Mars? How complex were Martian ecosystems? And was Mars' evolution of life ahead of Earth's evolution? Over the last few decades, some persistent anomalies emerged. Evidence of water in young 180 million year meteorites from Mars, and evidence of nuclear explosions. Meteorite anomalies suggest that less than 1 billion years ago, Martian ecosystems still had life-sustaining water and oxygen. Radiation anomalies provide compelling evidence that a large nuclear device was detonated in the Martian atmosphere. This nuclear explosion probably happened millions of years ago and would have been catastrophic for the planet. This nuclear anomaly raises many questions and often provokes ridicule. More on this later.
This is beginning to sound ridiculous.
Okay, let's move to the domain of intersubjective reality, culture and shared meaning. Vimana, flying machines of the ancients. Some of Earth's oldest myths and legends contain unbelievable accounts of advanced technology. Stories from several ancient cultures describe craft that travelled through the air, underwater, into space and between planets. Some of these craft were said to use high-energy weapons to destroy cities on Earth, in space and on other planets. For generations, these stories made little sense and were thought to be pure fiction. We only had comparable experiences at the start of the aviation era, 1903, the atomic era, 1945, and the UFO disclosure era, 2001. The ancient Vedic literature presents a worldview that only begins to make sense today. Today, we have quantum theory, consciousness studies, and multidisciplinary meta-theory frameworks. Emergent cultural anomalies and contradictions. Human devolution to a more primitive cultures. Prehistoric battles in space and on Mars. There are consistent cultural anomalies and contradictions across ancient writings that suggest some cultures in prehistory were very advanced. Ancient battle stories from India, Persia, Sumer, China, Mexico and others involve Mars. Let's look through the lens of subjective reality, of thoughts and experiences. Remote viewing research involves mentally perceiving scenes from distant locations. Data obtained through remote viewing research describes war on Mars. Remote viewing research indicates Mars had oceans and a biodiverse ecosystem, had surface and underground architecture, was populated, and experienced war and cataclysmic change. Anomalies and contradictions in the data consistently indicate Mars had a large civilization in the distant past, advanced machinery and technology, and high-energy weapons. Remote viewers have reported artificial structures at the so-called face on Mars, as well as large and complex artificial structures above and below ground. So, a multidisciplinary view of Mars within a meta-theory framework has revealed some surprising consistencies. Research and analysis in the objective domain indicates that Mars was probably Earth-like and there are signs of occupation. Inter-objective research indicates Mars was Earth-like for a long time and there are signs of occupation and conflict. Research and analysis in the intersubjective domain shows that Mars had advanced technology and there are stories of conflict and cataclysm. And subjective research indicates that Mars had advanced technology And again, there are stories of conflict and cataclysm.
Perhaps Mars had a civilization before Earth.
Each domain within this meta-theory framework contributes to an emerging understanding that Mars is more Earth-like than Moon-like, was capable of supporting complex life, once had a human-like population, has remnants of advanced architecture, experienced technologically advanced conflict, and there's evidence of cataclysmic change. As mentioned earlier, a metadisciplinary understanding of reality is based on valid evidence from multiple domains. A meta-theory framework gives us more confidence in claims that can be validated across multiple disciplines.
I think this multidisciplinary integrative meta-theory approach would be useful for many of the complex challenges we face in the 21st century.
This presentation has explored some data from multiple domains for one planet in our solar system, Mars. This revealed data from different perspectives, suggesting a complex history involving at least one past civilization. A multidisciplinary exploration of other planets and moons in our solar system also suggests a long history of past civilizations.
And Earth probably has a much longer history than most realise.